Hey fellow gamers, Chatty Sisa here. This vid will be kind of a combo between personal updates, so what I'm planning to do on this channel in the next few weeks or months, and then also I have to react to some of the stuff that's currently going on in the gaming, so it's sort of a gaming blah blah as well. It's unscripted again, as you can see, but I have here in the corner a couple of notes which help me, to keep up with the topics. Before I start, what I wanted to say is the first thing, I've currently reached over 50 subscribers and I'm really appreciative to every single one of you for, pushing that subscribe button. It's really great. When I started just a couple of months ago, I wasn't even sure that people would be interested in the content that I'm doing, and because I didn't want to specialize in just one specific game and I wanted to have like a wider range of vids, I wasn't even sure that people will be sticking around long enough to, do the subscription. I was rather expecting that people will come and, just watch one or two vids from what they are interested in, but obviously something's right on this channel because it looks like I'm gaining more and more subscribers. We're currently at 53, and again, as I said, really thank you very much. It's something which is really mind-blowing for me, so I'm really thankful for all of you. Also, thank you very much for all the comments and the likes. It's really great to see the interaction, and this is mainly also why I wanted to do this channel. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this channel is this interaction with you, so yeah, thank you very much, much appreciated. So that's the first most important part which I wanted to say. The next part which I'm having is these gaming topics or gaming related blah blah before we go then over to the personal stuff, and I cannot otherwise but start with one of the, let's say, most controversial things which I have seen since the start of the year so far. I'm sure most of you are aware of that. There was a 13-year-old boy who has beat Tetris. He did it on 21st December, if I'm right, and it was something that nobody has ever done in history so far. So he did it on the original Nintendo gaming system, which came out in 1988, so this is just crazy, right? And as I said, he managed to beat it. The only one so far, if we can say one, who managed to do this was an AI. So this is an amazing achievement especially for such a young boy, like a teenager of 13 years. I think this will be now remembered, forever. It's out there on the internet. Aside from the fact that this is something which is really very positive and many people have commented and appreciated this achievement, I could not otherwise but react this time also to one of the reporters who was reporting on it. So Sky News has reported, I think it was about the 2nd or the 3rd of January, on the achievements of this boy. So they were having a segment on the news about him beating Tetris, and the reporter, who's just 2 years older than me, so technically the same generation as I am, has read the intended text from the screen, and then she couldn't otherwise and just, put out her opinion, which wouldn't be such a big problem if that opinion wouldn't consist of a very, let's say, arrogant and derogatory comment towards this 13-year-old boy. Now, we all make mistakes, we all have some stuff that we say which might be considered really bad, even if we don't intend to do it this way. People usually apologize, right? If I have said something wrong to somebody and I realize my mistake, or other people tell me, okay, look, this was a mistake because XYZ, usually I don't have a problem to apologize, okay? So people who are adults and mature, and around 50 especially, should be already mature enough to apologize if they make a mistake. What is beyond me is that until this day, which is almost a month already, that lady, that news commenter, didn't have the guts to actually apologize. She's a public figure. People were outraged, especially gamers, of course, but not just gamers. It was in general the tone in which she was talking about this boy at the end, which sparked the outrage, which made people really angry. Now, to give you some background, this boy's dad has died at the start of December. So just about, I think, 3 weeks before he broke this record, his dad died. So it's a 13-year-old kid who just lost a parent. Imagine losing someone before Christmas, a parent before Christmas at this age. So I really felt for this guy when I heard this. Actually, when he beat Tetris, he dedicated that historical win to his dad. So this is something that took me, not a journalist, 1 or 2 minutes just to Google and find out. And I would have expected a TV presenter who's presenting this topic to prepare himself or herself before the news and to actually read a little bit online about the topics which they are going to present. And this is something that obviously this lady hasn't done. Otherwise, I very much doubt that she would say this kind of derogatory comments, as she said, when she said, yeah, you know, step away from the computer and go out and get some fresh air. What also pissed me off here was that she said it on the same day or just a few hours later after praising another teenager, a 16-year-old, who was in the world's darts final in the championships, right? So for one teenager, an indoor activity is obviously okay, and for another, no, because one is considered gaming and the other one not. Although I honestly believe darts are a game, that's not a sport. But yeah, let's leave this out, right? So this controversy is already there as well. So she said something really nasty to a 14-year-old who just lost his dad 2-3 weeks before, while at the same time praising another teenager basically for exactly the same type of activity. What's making me angry here is that until this day she did not apologize. It's neither Sky News who would actually apologize at least on her behalf. It's not even her who would at least post a statement. I mean, it doesn't really take so much to write down 2-3 sentences and post a statement, let's say on Twitter. Okay, sorry, I was wrong tone, I apologize. If she would have done that right away in the next 1 or 2 days, people might be still a bit angry and they would still tell her, yeah, this wasn't really great what you have done, but at least people normally would accept that apology. Especially it would be, I think, important for that boy, right? The fact that she's not doing it and the fact that Sky News actually reposted the same online segment or the same online news about him beating Tetris without that snarky comment from her, so they just cut it out and reposted it again. They just think like sweeping it under the rug is the right way how to do it. You know, let's just cut that controversy, okay? Let's just pretend it never happened instead of apologizing. And I think that's what still makes people mad. If you go online and look up any of the news on Sky News, you will see that the majority of stuff that they post gets completely ratioed and people are still writing a month later, when are you going to apologize? Next topic, let's switch to something different. Ubisoft has not so long ago, I think it's a week now, said up openly to all the players, like, you know, get used to not owning anything in all the games, which reminds me kind of the WEF and Klaus Schwab, who also, you know, was presented on YouTube with a nice bit, own nothing, be happy. It was kind of actually funny to watch. That mindset of Ubisoft, again, just sparked controversy, and it was absolutely foreseeable that the majority of the gamers will be reacting, okay, Ubisoft, get used to not me buying your games, and get broke. So yeah, that was something which was kind of expected after they came out with this. I think what most of the people again are pissed about is not, you know, what they said, because the heading, the direction is there, that many of the game developers and the studios are wanting the players, you know, to play online and stay online, and, you know, just rather go to a subscription model where they would pay a monthly fee instead of, you know, paying once for a game. Of course, it's better for the studios, right? The direction is there, but I think the problem is that a lot of people do not want to go into that direction, and there's a lot of people who rather want to own the games which they are buying, and they don't want to depend on, you know, being online or some company just simply deciding maybe a couple of years later, oh, we are now deleting you know, these games because they are old and not so many people are playing them, so we will delete them, and then you lose what you've paid for. That's one thing. And the other one, people still want to have the choice. I'm pretty sure there will be people who would say, okay, yeah, I'm fine with this subscription model. There will always be people who will not want to do that. Something where I am expecting very much, you know, to see in about a year what will be the market value of Ubisoft and if this actually had any impact on them or not. And then we'll see actually if the interest in this subscription model is there or not. And I think this will be a good indicator of also where maybe other companies will be heading in the future. So yeah, I will definitely keep an eye on that one. This is also something where I personally have to say this is why I like to purchase my games, for example, on GOG. Right? So good old games owned by CDPR, or as we say in my country here, GOG. It's not that I want to like praise one company and downplay the other one, but the reality is that if I buy something through GOG, I actually really own the game. So I can download the installation files and I can install it directly on my computer. I don't have to be online. And once I have paid for the game, it's technically mine forever, right? So nobody can take it away from me. And I'm quite thankful for that, honestly. I am actually one of those people who are having a problem with this, you know, always be online where you're playing a game. Yeah, not so fond of that. Next topic, Twitch. Again, something that kind of sparked controversy over the past few weeks and months now. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a prude. Definitely not. Definitely me not, okay? So I don't have a problem with what Twitch has made, you know, with this new rule that, you know, basically ladies can there be half naked and, you know, just cover the nipples and whatever. I hope I don't get banned for saying this on YouTube, actually. No, but in general, they have their own audience. There will be always people who would like to watch content presented in this way. I completely understand. I don't have a problem with that, right? I don't have a problem per se with those gamers or streamers, and I don't have a problem with the people who are following them. I don't care, right? Because it's not what I'm doing and it's not my audience, so I really don't care. But it does have an impact on how the platform as such is perceived by others. If you would say I'm, as a woman, as a female gamer, 2 or 3 years ago, oh, I'm a gaming streamer on Twitch, everybody would say, oh yeah, great, there's not so many, so awesome. These days, how the evolution of the perception is, just like one other person already asked me if when I mentioned that I was thinking about going on Twitch, oh, but will you not lose your job? And I'm like, why should I lose my job? Well, yeah, because you will be half naked there, no? Okay, so this is the current perception that the people have of female gaming streamer on Twitch. And that's not something I want to be associated with, okay? So, like I said, I don't have a problem with whoever's doing it. I don't have a problem with who's ever following it. Do whatever you want, you know. It's just not something that I want to be associated with, especially not if I, let's say, want to be taken seriously. And if I don't want to be confronted with somebody, you know, assuming what they have just assumed, that, you know, everybody who's streaming there is doing it in this way. So there is one thing which is driving that platform to a certain direction and how people are perceiving it. Then there is the fact that they have obviously done it because the platform is not bringing in money, and for a long time already, because that's something that basically Amazon has already said not so long ago, that Twitch is not profitable, and it wasn't for a long time. So I think why they did it, actually, they, let's say, lowered the standard on that platform to actually enable this thing and this way of streaming, just maybe to get more people following on the platform, and then hopefully, you know, get more money from the advertisers. As it turned out, the majority of the advertisers doesn't seem to be very fond of being on a platform that's currently considered already being partially soft. I will probably mute out that word. Okay, sorry for that. But yeah, they are now, I think, losing even more than before the application of this new rule. And yeah, I don't see it going anywhere in a good direction. Currently, they are laying off 500 people to save some cost. I don't think that it will have an impact on the big streamers, probably not. They are already established with established audiences, but it definitely will deter new streamers, at least especially females streamers, or female gamers. I will think twice if I want to be on a platform that has such a reputation. I do want to do some streaming, but let's talk about it later. But Twitch, that's not a platform that I'm currently, let's say, very fond of being there. Yeah. Okay, let's go now a little bit more into the personal section and what the plans are on this channel. As you might have seen, if you're following me on Twitter or X, I keep calling it Twitter, sorry, it's just what I'm used to. I have been very happy about a recent post there which said that the Horizon Forbidden West game will come out for PCs on the 21st of March, which made me very happy. I am a fan of that franchise, so I was playing Horizon Zero Dawn. It is something that is originally I think a PlayStation exclusive or a console exclusive in general, so you have to wait if you're a PC gamer for a little bit to have it available on PC. This was the same with Horizon Zero Dawn, with the first game in the series. And this is also the same now with Horizon Forbidden West, so people have been playing it, I think, for over a year now, or a year and a half, and for PCs it's just coming out now. I did try to avoid any spoilers at all, because I want to play the game for the first time without knowing what to do. I just want to enjoy it like I do now with Mass Effect Andromeda. I also avoided the major spoilers, some little bits and pieces, you know, for modding or, you know, reading about what weapon is the best one in the game. Something like that, it's okay for me, but I did avoid anything which is character related or story related. So hopefully I will have time to do that, and if it comes out when I finish Mass Effect Andromeda, so don't worry, that's not going anywhere, I want to finish it. But once I'm done, I will most probably then switch to Horizon Forbidden West, so just a heads up, that will be probably the next Let's Play or playthrough that I'm going to do on this channel. And talking about Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm having fun so far. I know it can be sometimes a little bit boring for you. I just wanted to ask you a little bit for patience, maybe. I don't really have time every day to record the gameplay. I am not every day on my computer, or I'm not having every day just the time to play. And if I start to play a game which is completely new, I of course want to, you know, read through, let's say, the entire codex or get to know this game universe better. So it takes a lot of time to read through all the stuff, try to figure out how things work, maybe prepare myself a little bit, okay, what I would like to do next. So let's say like in Mass Effect Andromeda right now, what weapons I would like to research, because you are limited in the options, you cannot research everything, so you need to read a little bit about it and figure out what would be probably the best for your playstyle. That takes time. For example, the last part which I have now recorded and posted, I cut it down, I think, to 1 hour and 20 minutes, but it was actually 3.5 hours of gameplay. So it does take a lot of time for me to prepare for you a part that will not be completely boring. I think nobody wants to look at me, you know, reading through the codex for half an hour or something like that. So I do have to cut it out and, you know, just to present you, you know, that stuff that's maybe funny or where we move ahead in the story, to give you, let's say, the best thing out of the entirety of my gameplay. It would be something different, of course, if it would be, you know, streaming. I would probably bore you to death, to be honest. Yeah, it's just that let's say I'm a completionist. I really want to get to know the game that I'm playing. It was much easier for me to do a gameplay and editing the gameplay for the original trilogy for Mass Effect 3, because I was playing the game already for the XYZ time and I already knew everything that's in the background, so I didn't have to read through all of it. I didn't have to, you know, bother with that much with allocating, you know, the points maybe to the characters or to read through the codex and stuff like that. This is not the case for a new game, so please be patient a little bit with me. I know sometimes the parts that I'm posting are not having any combat and are maybe a little bit more boring, but at least I'm trying to make it a bit more funny through my comments, so I hope you can still enjoy it. Going back to the streaming, which I have mentioned, so it is something that I would definitely like to do, because I think it's a better interaction with you, all of you. There are a few points which I need to keep in mind. Unfortunately, like I said, it's not always possible for me to be online. When I have some schedule which I can work with, it's much easier for me. Now with the streaming, it will be probably the same. So if I would start to stream, first and foremost, I would probably not start right away with a gameplay. Not sure how it is technically possible for me. I will be probably limited, you know, a little bit through the internet connection that I have. I will most probably be limited with the time that I have available, so I won't be able to do, let's say, a 2.5 or 3 hours stream at once. It's unfortunately not possible. So these are the factors that I would have to keep in mind. And first and foremost, what I wanted to ask here from you is, I have currently a schedule with Thursdays and Sundays uploads, always at 6 p.m. CET, so I think that's about lunchtime in the US and very early in the morning of the next day in Australia. So I wanted to ask you if that time is actually feasible for you, or would you prefer that it is in a different time? If you have a proposal for a specific date and a specific time, please let me know. I was thinking about maybe switching to Wednesday and Saturday instead of Thursday and Sunday, but I would like to do that switch only if there is interest from your side, right? Because as long as we are talking about just uploading videos, you know, recording them and uploading them, I don't really mind on which day I'm uploading, as long as it fits, let's say, my audience, meaning you. But with the stream, it will probably not make much sense if I start to stream during a time where most of you are not even available, and you will be missing the streams and you will not be able to join, and I don't think that's the way forward. The streams are mainly there for you, not for me. So I would really appreciate if you could give me some feedback, you know, which day would be feasible for you, and then what time as well. Like, please feel free to tell me what is the best time for you, and I will try to find a compromise for all the time zones, if I may say so. So yeah, think of it in terms of, you know, the European time zone, the US and then Australia and Asia. So these are the 3 time zones where I see that my audience is sitting at, and it will be probably a little bit problematic to do a good time for everyone, but at least let's try to find a compromise that would fit us all. I absolutely don't mind like nightly streams, or nightly in terms of Europe, because I'm sitting in Europe. I don't mind streaming at 2 a.m. in the night. I'm a night owl, so that's completely fine for me. As long as it's, let's say, Friday or Saturday. I won't be able to do that on any other day, simply because I do have a full-time job and I'm not able to be up for so long and so late if I have to get up on the next day, right? So just keep that in mind. The topic of the streams, like I said, probably I won't start with gameplay. That would be probably not feasible from the start. I was thinking more along the lines of Q&A. So if you have any questions, whether it's anything personal, if it's something that's related to any games that I'm playing, or anything which is like gaming topics related, like Gaming Blahblah, please don't hesitate. It can be whatever, and I would really love to do this kind of Q&A sessions, maybe then on a regular basis if the interest is there. As I said at the very beginning, we are currently at 53 subscribers, and I'm expecting that, you know, not all of the people will be able to join the streams, of course, logically, and not all the time there will be the interest. As long as there are at least, you know, 3, 4, 5 people, that's completely perfectly fine, because at least, you know, we'll have time to go through all the topics that you're interested in. But I wouldn't want to, you know, start a stream and then see 0 people there. Like I said, that's probably not something that's really feasible to do, and it will be not anything that you would probably find enjoyment in. Please let me know in the comment section of this vid below what you think about, you know, maybe changing the upload schedule to different dates, or changing it to different times, and let me know what would be most feasible for you. Once I'm done with the playthrough of Mass Effect Andromeda, I would like to actually make a vid of, let's say, expectations that I would have towards the next game. I'm kind of doing this comparison already right now, going through the game, and I often comment on what I have observed, which are the differences between the games and what do they have in common. But I would like to compile it in a reasonable manner in one vid, so I'm going to do probably a vid on that once I'm done with the playthrough. And let's not forget, which I almost did, I will still do also the reviews for some older games, so don't worry, I will come back to that as well during this year, so you will see some reviews as well. They do take a little bit more time, because I do have to record some bits and pieces here and there from the game, and then also write down the script, which is usually quite extensive, and then the editing part, so yeah. Don't worry, I will do that. And just in case you're wondering, yes, that's a cat here in the background behind me. And just up front, yeah, that's also the one thing which is probably going to interfere a little bit with the streams, so just a heads up. I do have 1 cat and 2 dogs, so it's very hard to tell them, you know, be quiet, don't do this, don't do that. They might interfere, and as long as it's in a recorded vid, like in this one, I can still go back and cut it out and re-record again, or I leave it in, like in this case. And then, yeah, you will probably see this also during the stream, so just FYI, that's life. And that's basically it for today, for this combo of gaming blah blah and personal blah blah. I hope you enjoyed a little bit this video. If you did watch it and you watched it in its entirety, thank you very much. Again, thanks a lot to all the subscribers. I'm really happy that you're here, and see you on the next vid. Thanks a lot for watching, stay tuned and game on.